We're told to work hard, save diligently, and invest consistently. But despite following all the rules, for most people, the gap between us and them only ever widens. You feel like you're running on a treadmill, while the rich seem to float effortlessly to greater fortunes. There's a reason for that. It's not about how hard you work. It's about a hidden financial truth, a truth that creates a continuous, invisible drain on your wealth, systematically transferring it to the top. This isn't a conspiracy theory, it's the default setting of the financial system. And the one mistake you're making guarantees you stay caught in its current. Think about your next move. Number 1, the shocking transfer mechanism. This isn't about the rich taking your money in a malicious way. It's about a system designed with built-in leverage that naturally funnels resources upwards. Your effort, your consumption, your savings, they all feed mechanisms that the wealthy have mastered. They don't just accumulate wealth, they orchestrate its flow. And the key to understanding this invisible transfer, and more importantly, to stopping it, lies in one profound principle taught by Charlie Munger, the inversion rule. Think about your next move. Number 2, the asset ownership divide. Before we dive into Munger's inversion, let's understand the fundamental divide. The vast majority of people operate as renters or consumers in the financial world. They rent their time for a wage, consume liabilities like depreciating cars, and rent their homes through mortgages. The rich, however, are owners and producers. They own the assets, the businesses, and the land. This is not just a difference in scale, it's a difference in function within the wealth transfer system. Think about your next move. Number 3, the 3 systems they master. The rich aren't just good at investing. They're masters of 3 fundamental systems that the average person inadvertently funds: debt, taxes, and inflation. These aren't just economic concepts. They are the gears of the wealth transfer machine. And without Munger's inversion rule, you will forever be on the wrong side of their powerful mechanics. Think about your next move. Number 4, the inversion rule, debt. So what is Charlie Munger's inversion rule? Instead of asking, how do I get rich? He would ask, what guarantees I stay poor? When it comes to debt, the average person uses it to consume. A new car, a vacation on a credit card, a bigger house than they need. This is a mistake. The rich, through inversion, understand that if you want to stay poor, use debt to buy liabilities. Therefore, to get rich, they use debt to acquire appreciating assets that generate cash flow, assets that you, the consumer, often fund. Think about the apartment complex owned by the rich, bought with a loan, where your rent payment goes directly to service their debt and grow their equity. That's inversion in action. Think about your next move. Number 5, the inversion rule, taxes. The average person thinks, how do I earn more money so I can pay more taxes? The rich, applying inversion, ask, what guarantees I pay the maximum amount of tax? They realize the biggest tax burden falls on the employee. So to avoid this, they become business owners and investors. They understand that the tax code is written to incentivize business growth, job creation, and investment, not salary earnings. Therefore, their focus is on structuring their activities to minimize taxes through deductions, depreciation, and deferrals, strategies unavailable to the average wage earner. Your pay stub is a direct transfer to the system. Their business expenses reduce what they owe. Think about your next move. Number 6, the inversion rule, inflation. The average person diligently saves cash, believing it's safe. The rich, using inversion, ask, what guarantees my savings lose value over time? They recognize that inflation silently erodes the purchasing power of cash. So to avoid this, they acquire real assets, real estate, stocks in great companies, commodities. These assets tend to appreciate with inflation, or even outpace it. turning the rich into beneficiaries of a phenomenon that impoverishes savers. Your cash in the bank is silently making the rich wealthier by driving up the value of their holdings, while your purchasing power dwindles. Think about your next move. Number 7, the one mistake to avoid. So with these 3 systems laid bare, what is the one mistake to avoid that Munger's inversion rule highlights? It is the mistake of operating as a purely linear earner and consumer in a leveraged exponential system. It's believing that your hard work alone, without understanding the systemic forces of debt, taxes, and inflation, will lead to financial freedom. This mistake keeps you perpetually funding the rich. Think about your next move. Number 8, the inversion of effort. The rich invert the very concept of work. The average person works for money. The rich, using inversion, design systems where money, through assets, works for them. This doesn't mean they don't work hard. It means their effort is leveraged into asset acquisition and system building, rather than simply trading hours for dollars. Their effort builds the machine. Your effort feeds the machine. Think about your next move. Number 9, the compounding of knowledge. Munger also applied inversion to knowledge. What guarantees I stay ignorant? To avoid ignorance, he focused on multidisciplinary learning and understanding foundational principles. The rich understand specialized knowledge, like how to navigate complex tax codes or property law, creates an informational moat. This knowledge allows them to exploit the financial systems legally and ethically, while others, lacking this insight, remain in the default, less advantageous financial position. Think about your next move. Number 10, the Matthew effect, or the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. Inversion tells them, what guarantees I don't benefit from this systemic advantage? They realize that simply having assets, even small ones, allows them to benefit from these 3 systems. A small sum invested in appreciating assets today puts you on the right side of inflation, leverages debt for growth, and offers tax advantages that compounding will accelerate over time. The system is tilted, and inversion means getting on the high side. Think about your next move. Number 11, the wealth accelerator. The solution, guided by Munger's inversion, is not to work harder, but to invert your financial role. Stop being a net consumer of liabilities and start being an acquirer of assets. Stop being a passive taxpayer and start strategizing like a business owner. This is the wealth accelerator, using debt, taxes, and inflation to your advantage, just as the rich do. Think about your next move. Number 12, the mindset prerequisite. This requires a crucial mindset shift from instant gratification to delayed gratification and long-term thinking. The one mistake you must avoid is the constant pursuit of immediate pleasure that leads to consumer debt and prevents asset acquisition. Invert your desires. Seek future prosperity over fleeting present satisfaction. Think about your next move. Number 13, your first system shift. Your first actionable step, rooted in Munger's inversion rule, is to audit your consumption. Identify one significant liability you are currently funding, a subscription, a depreciating asset, an unnecessary expense. Invert that spending. Instead, acquire one cash-flowing asset, however small. This changes your position in the transfer mechanism. Think about your next move. This video has exposed the systems. Now it's time to invert your financial destiny. If you want to continue learning how to operate on the right side of these invisible wealth transfers, subscribe to this channel. We don't just explain the rules, we show you how to master them and build your own authority blueprint.